Hello folks, how you doing? It's Stephen here from GGS Gamer, reporting in from Gamescom here in Cologne. I'm joined with Chris from Wargaming. How you doing?
Great, thank you.
Good. So you're here with a new project for Wargaming called Masters of Orion. Can you tell us how it first came about?
Well, Master of Orion, the original game, came out in 1992. And there were 3 games in the series. The IP came up for auction from Atari a couple of years ago, and like myself, our CEO is a big fan of the original game. And so he bid on it, it went up a little bit, it went up a little bit, but eventually we got it, and we decided to make the game. We've been working on it for the last year and a half.
Brilliant. And this is under a new initiative from Wargaming called WG Labs. Can you explain what that is in a nutshell?
WG Labs actually came about and was actually inspired by our work on Master of Orion. It's our first project that we've done with an external studio, in this case NGD Studios in Buenos Aires, Argentina. And we started working with them because we didn't have the bandwidth internally in the company to actually make the game ourselves. And they reminded us very much of Wargaming as it was about 6 or 7 years ago. A small, very passionate studio with a lot of experience and capacity, but they're little known because they're outside the mainstream market. So we started working together on this project, and we decided that this is a really great way to make games. You find these small, passionate studios that need some leverage, right? They need some resources. We have a lot of resources to offer. A publishing side, money, people, experience, global reach. And we also have a lot of ideas that we want to make ourselves, so we can work with these other studios, or they can bring their ideas to us through our web portal on wglabs.com.
Perfect, cool. And so what is Master of Orion? What is the game?
So Master of Orion is a 4X game. It's explore, expand, exploit, and exterminate. The actual term 4X was originally coined for the first game, Master of Orion, back in the 1990s. And this kind of game is an empire-building game. It's turn-based, and you can spend many hours, immersed in the universe of your own creation, of your own empire, managing your colonies, your fleets, having diplomacy with other races and other alien beings, and discovering a lot of features about your galaxy, like space monsters, pirates, independent planets, and these kinds of things.
Brilliant. And in a bit of a different cue from the rest of your portfolio of games at Wargaming, this is not a free-to-play game. Am I right in saying that?
That is absolutely right. This is a traditional game. It's a digital download. You pay for it, you play it. It's not. There's no microtransactions. There's none of this kind of free-to-play model in the game. Most people don't realize it because we're very famous for World of Tanks, World of Warplanes, and World of Warships. Free-to-play PC vehicle battle games. But before that, for a dozen years, we made turn-based and real-time strategy games. This is why we're Wargaming, right? So this is really going back to our roots to make this game. It's not something we're unfamiliar with at all. We're very hardcore 4X players ourselves. So for us, this is a very much a passion project.
Brilliant. And what are the biggest things for long-time fans of Master of Orion back from its original roots in the 90s? What are the biggest things that will stick out in this new game?
All right, we're not going to mess this up. That's the first thing everybody's afraid of is that we're going to mess this up. We're not going to release this till it's ready, until we're happy with it as 4X game players ourselves. We've actually involved, we have 5 members of the original team from Master of Orion consulting for us that are helping us to make sure that we keep the original soul and spirit of the game intact. We have the lead artist, the producer, the original composer, and so forth. In fact, all the music in the game is composed by the original composer. So we've very much kept to that. We've also brought it kind of out of the dark ages, right? The original game, MIDI music, 8-bit color. Back in those days, you didn't have 3D models of ships and the aliens and things like that. We have AAA voice talent on the voiceovers. We have art, animations, video cutscenes. We've retained all of the traditional original story. So that's the original story of Master of Orion, the planet Orion that you can conquer, the Guardian, the 10 original races. We've even kept in the snarky, funny, sarcastic GNN newscasters. So we've really kept as true as possible to the original, but also keeping in mind that we want the game to be more approachable. We don't want a player to just spend 20 hours juggling spreadsheets. We want it to be fun. we also want the new generation to feel the same way that we felt 20 years ago when we were playing that game. And the new generation has different expectations of what is approachable gameplay, having a cleaner user interface, having better rhythm, pacing, flow, timing, these kinds of things in the game. And also, 4X games as a genre themselves have grown greatly in the last 20 years, and we want to make sure to learn from the mistakes of others and also from the successes of others in that space, so that we can make the best game possible.
Brilliant. And for those who are long fans of games like World of Tanks, World of Warships, and all those sort of games, this is probably a bit of a tangential change for those fans to a 4X game. It's turn-based against live, for example. How will you make the game accessible for those who are either changing in from those genres or those who are brand new into who are coming in fresh into Master of Orion for the first time?
I expect there's going to be a limited amount of crossover. Right? The games are not similar at all. That's like asking who's playing like Battlefield that's also going to play chess. Gamers in general play games. Some people have a real preference for a certain style of game, and they won't necessarily play this. On the other hand, we have found that a lot of our players of like World of Tanks tend to be actually older players that really are interested in history and strategic thinking. And this game is very strategic. Requires a lot of thinking, a lot of planning and management, and might be a nice change for some of our players from the quick jump in, play for 10 or 15 minutes, have a quick battle, and go back to eating breakfast. This game will be more like occupying your weekends. Definitely.
One last fun one. So at our preview session that I sat in earlier on, we explored a few different play styles for Master of Orion. What would you say is your play style when you play Master of Orion?
Oh yeah, there's a lot. There's 5 different ways to win, unlike the original game that only had a couple. And my favorite is to win by a technological victory. But as you amass these technologies, you also improve the capabilities of your ships quite a bit. So I tend to play defensively, and expand quickly, build up a good defense, and then research technology as quickly as possible. But I'm very vindictive. So if someone attacks me, I wipe them out.
So bear in mind that's not a notion on what you should do, because we've got different play styles. Imagine there's lots of different flexibility. Chris, thank you very much for taking the time to speak to us. This has been Stephen from GGS Gamer. Hope you enjoy the rest of our content we've got coming up through Gamescom. Have a good one, guys, and we'll catch you later. Cheerio.